The first thing I noticed wasn't the noise, it was the stillness. At family parties, my son is usually the one orbiting the dessert table, asking cousins if they want to trade frosting colors. That night, he was standing near the hallway, shoulders tight, chin tucked. His white shirt looked like someone had wiped their plate on him. Red sauce, chocolate icing, something yellow I didn't want to identify. When he turned toward me, I saw the bruise blooming under his left eye. It was fresh. I didn't shout. I didn't run. I walked. Who did this? Before he could answer, my sister's voice floated over from the sofa. "Oh, please," she said, laughing. "It's just a joke." A few cousins snickered. Someone added, "Kids need to toughen up." My mother didn't look at my son. She looked at me. That warning look. Don't ruin this. I knelt down and touched my son's cheek. He flinched, not dramatically, just enough. "What was the joke?" I asked. My sister shrugged. "We smashed some cake on him. He slipped. It's not abuse. Relax." There are moments when you can feel the shape of your life splitting. I could either swallow it, like I have swallowed things before, or I could redraw the line. I stood up. I walked to her. The slap wasn't wild, it wasn't loud, it was precise. A flat sound in a room that suddenly forgot how to breathe. Then I took my son's hand and left. Behind me, my mother's voice cracked through the silence. "Bastard!" She didn't mean it literally. In our family, it means traitor. It means you chose yourself over us. That night I didn't cry. I took photographs of the bruise under bright bathroom lighting. I drove to the clinic and asked the doctor to document everything. I didn't say I was filing a complaint. I just wanted it recorded. The doctor asked gentle questions. My son answered quietly. I watched his hands twist in his lap and felt something hard settle inside me. This wasn't about cake. It was about laughter when he was humiliated, about adults deciding his discomfort was entertainment. I went home and slept without calling anyone back. The next morning, my mother showed up, not furious, not indignant, scared. She sat at my kitchen table without taking off her shawl. "You went to the doctor." It wasn't a question. "Yes." She pressed her lips together. "Do you know what this can do?" "To whom?" I almost asked. But she continued, "My sister works at a private daycare, strict policies, mandatory reporting rules." Someone from the party had already mentioned there was an incident. Word travels fast in small networks. The daycare's owner heard that I had taken my child for documentation. "If this becomes official," my mother said carefully, "they'll suspend her, maybe fire her." There it was. Not your son must have been frightened. Not she shouldn't have done that. Just consequences. "Please," my mother said, and her voice thinned in a way I had never heard before. "Give your sister a way to survive." Survive. I looked at my son at the other end of the table, eating cereal slowly. He was watching us without pretending not to. For years, survival in our family meant silence. It meant letting comments slide, letting hands be too rough, letting jokes go too far. Family loyalty was the highest virtue, but loyalty had never protected me. Did she mean to hurt him? My mother asked. "That's not the point." My mother's shoulders stiffened. "You embarrassed her." I let that sit between us. "She embarrassed a child," I said. The power in the room had shifted, and we both knew it. I wasn't shouting. I wasn't threatening. I had simply stepped outside the circle. "I haven't filed anything," I told her. "I asked for documentation." "That's it." Relief flickered across her face, quickly replaced by calculation. "What do you want?" It was the first honest question she had asked. "I want it acknowledged," I said. "In writing. I want her to pay the medical bill, and I want it clear she will never be alone with my son again." My mother recoiled as if I had demanded exile. "That's extreme." "No," I said quietly. "It's careful." She tried to negotiate tone instead of substance. "You could just forgive her." "I can forgive," I replied. "But I won't forget who thought it was funny." Silence stretched. Finally, she nodded once, not agreement, recognition. That evening, my sister sent a message, short, controlled. "I'm sorry it got out of hand." She transferred the money for the clinic visit. She did not mention the slap. At the next family gathering, no one brought up the incident. But everything was different. My sister stayed across the room. My mother watched me before she laughed at anything involving children. Conversations paused when I entered, not out of warmth, but awareness. I hadn't destroyed the family, I had altered it. My son stood beside me at the dessert table weeks later. Someone jokingly raised a spoon of frosting near his face, then stopped themselves mid-air. "No," they said lightly. "We're not doing that." He smiled, a real one. My mother still thinks I overreacted. I can see it in her eyes sometimes. The word bastard hasn't been apologized for. Maybe it never will be. But now when my son looks at me, there is no confusion about whose side I am on, and that I've decided is loyalty enough.